Welcome to Always in New Jersey. Today, we're going to be taking a trip to the picturesque town of Belvidere in the Highlands area of northwestern New Jersey. As the county seat of Warren County, Belvidere is a thriving crossroads town with more certified historic structures per square mile than any other New Jersey town. Today, we're going to be taking a close look at one of those historic houses located at 316 Front Street. Join us now as we take a road trip to 316 Front Street in historic Belvidere, New Jersey. We're here in Belvidere in Warren County, and I think Belvidere has a reputation for doing Victorian homes. They have Victorian days, but this is not a Victorian home. This is considerably earlier. How old is this house, Bruce?
We believe, it hasn't been exactly dated. We believe it was either the late 1700s or early 1800s. We've done some work on determining the exact date, but so far we've been unable to, and primarily we've been able to track it related to the original. It's one of the original owners of the building, so it's roughly the late 1700s or early 1800s.
Okay. Well, you're a builder by trade and by profession. Tell us a little bit, how did you get involved with historic restoration?
We got there through an evolution, I would say.
Okay.
Because I've been in business for over 20 years. I started in construction out of college. Really, at the time, it was a way to earn money for graduate school. So I think my approach has always been different and more quality oriented. So even with the early jobs we were doing, always the focus was on high level of quality in everything we did. And I think effectively we ended up going in the direction of more of the historical and the renovation type projects based on the type of quality that we were used to and the type of materials that we were comfortable using. So we kind of created our own market in terms of what we built. All of our work continues to be word of mouth, where people would see what we would do, and then we would move from project to project. So I think it was mostly based on an approach, our approach to everything we do, and that approach works real well, and something that's very intensive and requires a lot of thought and a lot of planning and an interesting mix of craftsmanship and art, I think, and that's consistent with myself, with my approach, with Jason, who I work very closely with. That's so consistent with that, and so such a good match with the historical type of work, because it's at the other extreme from what people consider production type construction, and it's really kind of our personalities and our backgrounds are a great mix with that.
So we think that this house is late 18th century, early 19th century, maybe 1790, 1810, something like that. Who did the research? What's been done so far? Were there letters or documents or insurance papers?
Most of the research was done by Jason McLeod, the project manager. A lot of it simply came, I believe, via word of mouth by various local residents. We have, for a good period of time, the work's been done here. The people who live in the town just stop.
Come forward.
They come forward. They stop at the door. It's great. At some degree, it slowed things down a little bit. But a lot of people came out, especially people who had lived here a long, long time, who have lived in this town a long time, and they were familiar with the history of the town. I believe that's even originally perhaps how we became aware that a clockmaker had lived here, and it was I think largely word of mouth by talking to some of the local residents, but kind of that inspired some research on Jason's part, and he can tell you further about how he did some of the actual research related to that.
Now, looking at the facade of the house, it's bilaterally symmetrical. It's made of brick. You have the shutters. How would you classify this in terms of architectural styles?
Through some of the people